Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to the YouTube channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Shrawani and I'm a certified personal trainer and sports nutrition specialist, and that's what my videos usually revolve around. And as you can see today, I am in a little bit of a different avatar. I am in a more desi look, mainly because this is going to be one of the videos in my Diwali series in the month of November. Alright, so while planning out this series, I was going back and forth with what kind of topics I could cover that would be relevant to Diwali and still be able to provide you all with valuable knowledge that you're going to be able to implement in this festive season. So what better topic to talk about than short-term overfeeding? Basically, Diwali is my favorite time of the year, as it is for most of you, I'm guessing, and there's always a lot of mithai going around, there's a lot of chakli, there's all these sorts of amazing snacks. I'm going to be making some of them myself at home, and I know that the anxiety over food and exercise tends to grow, especially around this festive season. So with Diwali coming up, I thought it would be great to talk about what short-term overfeeding can do to your body and how you can combat it, just so that you're a little bit better prepared going into this festive season, and hopefully this is going to help you out in one way or the other. If you do enjoy this video, please take a second and give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also hit the bell button so you never miss a video from me again. Alright, now without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so I want to start this video by talking about how most of us generally, how our routines sort of change around the festive season. So I would say on a regular day, if you are somebody who is sort of watching what you eat and you work out regularly, relatively your food intake is going to be a bit lower and your movement is going to be a bit higher. But in the festive season, generally our food intake goes up and our movement comes down a little bit. So that is what causes a lot of us to gain a certain amount of weight right after the holidays, and that's where most of us panic and we go like, oh my god, I just gained like 3 kilos in a week, what am I going to do? Alright, so first of all, I need you all to understand that the weight gain that you all see right after the festive season is not all fat, okay? For example, you see an increase of say 2 or 3 kilos of body weight, that's not all fat. You don't gain fat so quickly, it doesn't happen overnight. By now you all know it's what you do on a daily basis, week after week, month after month, that really changes your body composition. So why do you see that increase in weight right after a festival? Now a lot of that weight can actually be attributed to water weight. So water retention tends to increase after a bout of overfeeding. Now it's no secret that carbohydrates hold on to more water in your body, and if you're talking about like mithai, you're talking about chakli, bakarwadi, all these things that go around during Diwali, a lot of it is going to be carbs. I mean, not many of us are going to be sitting there eating eggs, right, for Diwali. So you get what I mean. So there is a lot of water retention that comes not only along with consuming extra carbohydrates, but also with a higher amount of sodium that comes along with all these packaged chaklis and stuff like that. So you could also see a lot of bloating happening. Now bloating is a whole other topic that I'm doing a video on, so stay tuned for that one. So because of the bloating you experience after overfeeding, you may feel a lot of discomfort, some of you may even feel some abdominal pain, but I'm going to leave the details to the other video. Now, to actually understand how this works, I tried doing a lot of research on studies of short-term overfeeding, but most of them were 12 weeks or longer. But I did manage to find one study in which there were 5 men. I know this is a limitation, but I thought I'll put it out there anyway. I'm going to leave the link to this study in the description box below, so if you're interested in reading it, go ahead and read it. But for those of you who aren't, I'm just going to break it down and give you all the gist. So 5 men were actually put on a maintenance calorie diet for about 2 weeks, after which they were overfed for the next 9 days by about 1.6 times of their maintenance. Their BMR was measured on 3 separate occasions, and they found that during and post their overfeeding window, their BMR and total daily energy expenditure overall just increased. Apart from this, obviously there was an increase in weight. So on average, they gained about 3.2 kilos over the span of 9 days. I do want to mention that body composition was analyzed using hydrostatic weighing, which is like an underwater method of identifying your body composition. It's actually quite accurate, and they found that out of the average 3.2 kilos of weight gained, 56% of that was fat. So I would say somewhere around 1.6 to 1.7 kg was fat. So yeah, just a little bit above half of how much they gained actually came from fat, and the rest could be attributed to factors such as water weight. Now, in terms of BMR, they found that the men had an increase of about 149 kilocalories in terms of their BMR, and this was actually 1/3 of the increase in their total daily energy expenditure. So the other 2/3 was actually attributed to the increase in thermic effect of food. So as we all know, as you eat more, your body actually burns more calories to digest and absorb that food. So there was an increase in TEF due to the increased amount of food intake, and also there was an increase in NEAT. So NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is basically the energy you burn doing anything apart from sleeping, eating, and physical activity, as in your actual exercise. So like blinking, talking, all these things. So the increase in NEAT was associated with their weight gain. So heavier people actually have a higher NEAT because it takes that much energy for your body to sort of, help you move around, just keep the lights on, basically. So now when you actually talk about the numbers, about 75% of the extra energy that they consumed throughout those 9 days was stored, and 25% was dissipated in terms of the energy output. So now when you talk about the energy that actually was stored within the body, only 56% of that was attributed to fat. So what I'm trying to say here is, if during Diwali, say 4 or 5 days, you go all out and you eat a little bit more, and then you step on the scale on the 5th or 6th day and you see an increase in like 2 or 3 kg, don't freak out. You haven't destroyed all your progress overnight. There's no reason for you to give up at that point and think that you're doomed. You're really not. Just go back to eating the same way as you were before, go back to exercising, and that weight will come off relatively easily. So in my experience, in my opinion, I feel like within a few weeks itself, you will see that weight go back down. In no way am I encouraging overfeeding, and I'm not saying go out there and eat like a glutton, but I'm just saying that if you do enjoy your mithai, you do enjoy your chakli and all your snacks, there's no reason for you to feel anxious over it. Please do not take the joy of food away from your life. Fitness doesn't have to be the way it's portrayed on the internet. You are allowed to have these snacks, especially during the festivals. Through this video, all I want to do is make you all understand that no, you will not reverse all your progress in 3 or 4 days or even a week of overfeeding. Just make sure that you're able to get as much movement around as possible, just so you feel better. Because generally what happens is, if you're going to be eating a lot and you're just going to be sitting around, you may feel a little bit more sluggish, more bloated. So instead, what you could do is get as much movement in as possible. Maybe wake up a little bit earlier, go for a jog, or you know what, if you want to take 3 or 4 days off, that's completely fine. Alright guys, so I'm going to keep this very short. This is literally the message that I wanted to give out here. So I hope that you guys understood what I had to say. If you have any questions, you'd like to discuss this topic with me in detail, please do leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to interact with you here, or head over to my Instagram where you can drop me a DM or interact with me through my posts. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for this video. I genuinely hope you all enjoyed it and you are as excited for Diwali as I am. I always advocate eating normal food. You don't have to cut out anything from your diet, and I mean, it's Diwali, man. Go out there and treat yourself a bit. That's all for today, guys. Have a very safe, very happy Diwali, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!